everyone, I'm Laura Myth Tamer and welcome to the channel. Alright, so I'm here in the Arcanum, and I just thought I'd do a fun little video. I'm gonna rank all of the Arcanum professors by personality, aesthetic, and design, and then at the end, we'll find out who the best Arcanum professor is. Okay, I'm just gonna start from like the beginning. We're gonna start with the Shadow School. First up, we got Velma, and I'd give her personality about a 5. We don't really know much about her. She's, I don't know, she's kind of cool. She's also kind of clueless, so I'm not really sure. I know that she gets like a lot of bad rep from the other scholars because she's a shadows teacher, but like other than that, I mean, I don't know. She's just she's midway. Next up is her aesthetic. I love her aesthetic. I like that it's all Darkmoor themed and everything. I think that's really cool, and like she's all about fighting and stuff. I think that the shadow goes really good with the whole concept of Darkmoor, so I'm gonna have to give her aesthetic about a 7. And now to her design. I really like her design. I think they did a really good job on her and her like everything. I like how it incorporates the Darkmoor stuff like from the Darkmoor bundle, and I like how it incorporates kind of like the new like gear that we wear when we first start the game. And I don't know, she's honestly kind of fun to be a Wizard101 character. So I have to give her design like definitely a 9. I really like it for those reasons. I mean, she's still, and her heels, look at her heels. No, we're gonna move up the number to like a 10. So that leaves her off with like an overall 7. All right, here we are for Xander, and this is probably gonna like make a lot of you guys not very happy, but Xander honestly creeps me out a lot. So these ratings are purely based on my opinion about Xander. For his personality, he scares me to like the highest extent. He honestly scares me. The way that he like talks with his brain and some of the stuff that he says, it freaks me out. So his personality for me is like a 3. Sorry for you guys who love Xander, but I'm not gonna lie though, his aesthetic is, it's gorgeous. Like I love his aesthetic. I'm definitely gonna give it like a really high 8, maybe even a 9 for just how like nice this is. And I love the whole koala vibes. So I'm like, that makes me really excited for Wallaroo just because of how pretty this room is. Like I love this room. I love his whole thing that he's got going on. Like that's adorable. But besides that, he honestly freaks me out like a lot. So let's get into his design. His character design is kind of boring. He looks like a baby in a diaper. So that's all I can really say. I mean, he's a koala. He's a koala with green paint on him and a diaper on. I know that's not a diaper, but that's like what it looks like just because he's always sitting down. He's also always sitting down, so that like doesn't really give room for you to like appreciate him more. But maybe, just maybe, my opinion of him will grow after Wallaroo comes out. So I'm just gonna have to give Xander like a 5. Because his aesthetic is really nice, but other than that, I don't care for him that much. Alright, next up is the myth, the legend herself, Baba Yaga. We love Baba Yaga because, I mean, she is like mom to Myth, but there's a couple things about her. But let's talk about her personality first. I love Baba Yaga's personality. She says some of the most out-of-pocket stuff, but at the end of the day, she loves you like her kid, and like she always will. Kind of like how she is with Mallory. She loves Mallory and she's super loyal, but she's also just super out of pocket and super funny. Some of the stuff that she says in this game is just really funny. So I'm gonna have to give her personality like a 10. I love how Baba Yaga is. Now let's talk about her aesthetic. Honestly, it's really boring in here. I like the myth concept and I like the photos of Polaris. And this table right here is really cool. But besides that, it's just really boring. Like, I know she's supposed to be a witch, but I'm just not really getting myth from any of this. Honestly, probably the most myth thing are these plants back here that look they're from Aquila. And obviously the myth, like, eyeballs. So I'm honestly just gonna have to give her overall aesthetic like a 3. Sorry, Baba Yaga, but you just don't impress me there. And then her design, once again, her design's just kind of boring. I mean, they did it, I like her, like, how kind of creepy she is and that kind of stuff. Her fingernails are scary and you can see her toes. But other than that, I feel like her overall design is just also kind of boring. I don't really know. So I'm just gonna have to give her design like a 5. I feel like they could have done a little bit better with her, maybe. I don't know. But I do know that she is supposed to be a witch, and I think it portrays that really nice with her like face features and her like nails and her feet and everything. But still, she's kind of boring to me. I was kind of disappointed when I first saw her character design playing on my myth. But so overall, I give Baba Yaga about a 7. All right, Kizma is. I think that's how you say it. I don't know how you say her name. I'm gonna call it Kizma or Isma, Ishma, Isma, whatever. Okay, she's my favorite Arcanum professor, like scholar. She's my like favorite of all of them. I love Mirage so much. So I might be a little biased here, but once again, my video. But so let's talk about her personality. I don't really know much about her personality. She hasn't had many voice lines throughout the story so far, so I'm not exactly sure what her personality is. So I'm just gonna give her a 5 since I mean there's nothing bad or wrong about her. She just hasn't really said much. So let's get into her aesthetic. Her aesthetic is my favorite, and I'm a little biased. I just love Mirage, the palm trees, the way this table looks. Um, these bags, like the scimitars, they are also really cool. I just love the whole aesthetic of this like room and everything. I like how the rug in here isn't completely flat. I don't know. I think it's really cool. I love her aesthetic. I give her aesthetic a 10. But let's get into her character design. Her character design is just like a normal Mirage cat, but there's a couple things that like make her really cool. I like her scimitars and how tall she is, and just the way that they like made her. Also like the fact that she's a black cat, which goes against like death, because death and like witches and necromancy and all that kind of stuff. I think that's really cool. I give her design an 8. So we're gonna put her at about an 8 as her overall score. Alright, Jackie. Jackie is the whole reason I even made a balance to begin with. I just honestly really like everything about balance. I like Croc, I like all of that. So Jackie's personality, I think Jackie is super duper duper sweet. She can be kind of dumb, which I also like. I don't know. I think Jackie's just really cool. I give her personality like a 9. Her aesthetic is also super cool. It's just the thing about it is it doesn't really give me balance vibes. Like I know that it's nature and everything, and I think that's really cool, but to the blind eye, it really doesn't look like much. And I'm hoping they're going to release some kind of world that like explains this. It makes it connect to balance even more. Because right now it just feels so foreign compared to everything else in the game. Even Xander's classroom feels more like right than this classroom does, even though we don't even have Wallery yet. So I give her aesthetic about a 7 because I still think it's really pretty and really well designed and all of this. Like this boat is awesome. But I just don't see how it fits into balance, and that's like something that I just don't really like that much. But now let's talk about her character design. This right here is a character that we have not seen yet. An animal species, nothing. And I think the rabbit part portrays super duper duper nice. I love her design like all the way around. I have to give her design a 10. I think she is one of the best looking like new characters they've made in a while. So I'm overall for Jackie, I have to give her about a 9. All right, let's talk about Tarek. So Anza don't really know much about his personality either. I know that he's supposed to be kind of smart, right? I could be super wrong about that though. Um, just because I don't know much about his personality, I'm gonna have to give him a 5 as far as personality goes. But talking about his aesthetic, I think his aesthetic is really cool. This like some of the stuff in his room is really nice. I like this little vent that vents like the cold air through to keep it cold in here. I think that's another really neat thing about his room. But it's also kind of boring. It's really like empty, and all of this stuff back here is just kind of basic sets of furniture. Oh, I just noticed this cello. Hold on. I think my rating's gonna go up. For that cello, which I just now noticed, that gives him some more personality and some more design. Honestly, okay, let's put his personality at like a 6 for the cello, and we're gonna give him an aesthetic of about 7. Now, as for his design, it's still kind of boring. There's nothing really else to say about it. He's a moose and he's got a jacket on and some pants. So his design is honestly about a 5 or 6, but we're just gonna give him an overall 7 because honestly didn't realize that he was so in depth. I think it's really cool. I like Polaris, so yeah, we'll leave him at about a 7. Alright, here's Ignis. I like Ignis's personality. He's a cool dude, and he's also like really helpful. I like his strive to like build things and create things. I think all of that stuff's really neat as well. So I mean he's got that going for him. So I'll give his personality about an 8. I think he's a cool dude. I'm not the biggest fan of his aesthetic though. Out of all the things, this room is just way too bright compared to some of the other rooms in the Arcanum. And I'm not exactly sure where he's from. Like I can't figure it out. I can't figure out if he's from Imperia with the fire dwarves, or if he's from Avalon, or even if he's from Grizzleheim with this stuff here. His clear message isn't really all there. And if he is from Avalon, I'm just not the biggest fan of the whole Avalon thing. Like this feels Avalon, and a lot of the other stuff does. I don't know, Avalon is just not one of my favorite like world designs. So honestly gonna have to give his aesthetic about a 3. Sorry guys. It's just not one of my favorite like rooms and everything in the Arcanum, so. But let's talk about his design now. His design is also kind of lame. Like there's not much to it than just the fact that he looks like this. I guess his hair is cool because it looks like fire, and I love his hammer. Like I'm gonna give him that. That hammer is awesome. Like I want that hammer. If I could have that hammer for my fire wizard, I'd do it right now. But yeah, I'm gonna give him about a 5 as far as his design goes. So that's probably putting our man here at about a 6, just because I did give him a decently high personality. So yeah, we're just gonna leave him at a 6 and move on to the next one. Alright, I'm gonna be honest here. I am not the biggest fan of Ione. I'm just not. Her personality kind of just comes off the wrong way. She kind of just says stuff that like even makes me irritated in person. Like not even just in the game. Like she just, I don't know, she strikes me the wrong way. And I'm just gonna have to give her personality a 2. Like I get that she doesn't really know like social constructs, but she doesn't have to be rude, you know? And okay, so as for her aesthetic, and this is kind of a shocker, but I love her aesthetic. Like these things are such a cool addition to her room and to all of it. This feels very Storm to me compared to a lot of the other rooms. These beacons here also really, really, really cool. Her aesthetic is definitely like a 10 in my book. I think these things just like really bring it all in. So yeah, there's that. And let's talk about her design. Her design, honestly, she just looks like all those other I don't remember what they're called, but they're from Imperia. She looks like all of them. Just another carbon copy. I don't know. Like I get like that's what they're going for, and like you discover all her people like later on, but I just think her design's kind of boring. And I'm not the biggest fan of Imperia, so I may be kind of biased, but I'm gonna give her design about a 4, leaving her at an overall 5, just to be somewhere in the middle. Alright, let's get into Kyburn. His personality, as far as it goes, kind of the same thing with Ione. He just comes off the wrong way, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. But then again, he is like healer, he knows a bunch of stuff, and he gives us these really cool things. So I'm gonna give him about a 4 for his personality. As for his aesthetic, I really hate it. I did not like the aesthetic of a Celestia at all. It's just not my thing, not to mention this annoying sound every time you walk into his room. So I'm gonna have to give him a 4 for his aesthetic. And his design. His design's still really boring. Looks like any other Celestian. I think his wand's cool, but then again, I think a lot of the wands are really cool. But yeah, it's honestly just another 4 for Kyburn. So that's giving him an overall 4. Alright, so I'm going to read these all from the lowest score to the highest score. We have Kyburn at 4, Ione at 5, Xander at 5, Tarek at 7, Yaga at 7, Velma at 7. And then moving up from there, we have Kizma at 8 and Jackie at 9. Which, so as far as my ratings go, Jackie is going to be the best Arcanum professor just all around. Not professor, scholar, yeah. The best Arcanum scholar all around. Jackie wins the gold medal on this one. Which, I mean, hey, that kind of makes sense. I mean, she is balanced, so she's like the happy medium between all the other professors, right? And last place is Kyburn. But anyways, guys, I'd just like to hear what you guys have to say. I want to hear what y'all's opinions are on all of the scholars, and I want to hear y'all's list. Who do you guys think is the best Arcanum scholar? What's one's y'all's favorite? I mean, Kizma's my favorite, and she's not even my number one. So, but yeah, you guys just let me know. I love hearing you guys' feedback. I should be releasing another Storm walkthrough starting Marleybone soon. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!